All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the whole case Brian Kohlberger. Is it possible Brian Kohlberger was set up? Yes, anything is possible. Is it possible he had help? And he is the killer or one of the killers? Yes, anything is possible. Now, here's the thing, the party that happened. You know the footage that's out there of the police showing up at the house, the 1122 or whatever it is, knocking on the door, nobody there. All these events, I believe, might have happened all the same night. Now, there is a screen on that footage of the police camera. There is a screen, right? But all people were coming from a party. The kids that they caught walking in the field, right? The kids that they caught or brought over by the fire hydrant. The 4 or 5 or 6 people that walked behind the police car that was caught on camera were all coming from that direction, right? So is it possible that someone was set up? It's possible, right? Now, I was watching Crime Circus and they were talking about, well, Brian is innocent, and it's one of his theories that Brian was the driver, the Uber driver, or the late night delivery guy, right? Well, here's what we know. We know that people said it was an Uber driver that picked them up from the food truck. But now people came out with videos saying that, no, that was debunked. There was no Uber driver. It was a personal driver. So they must have known the person, right? Somebody they knew picked them up from the food truck, right? Then we got the altercation with one of the girls and bushy eyebrow Joe, crazy Joe Jabola with the bushy eyebrows, the big guy, right? Which we know one of the girls said, they would never F you, mister, or we would never F you. Something like that she was saying. So is it possible that it was a big group of them? Maybe the girls got out of hand or something and said something they shouldn't. They made a call in retaliation. They killed the girls. Possible. Is it possible that Brian Kohlberger was dating one of the girls or jealous? Yes, it's possible. Maybe even had help. It's possible. Is it possible he is innocent? He stumbled in on a murder and left. Now, I watched Crime Circus saying, well, he probably left because he didn't want to be blamed for the murder. But here's the thing, right? If you didn't commit the murders, you got nothing to worry about. Why? Well, you explain it. Well, I know these people. I've been here. I'm a delivery guy for a food place, whatever. I walked in. I go to school with these people. I've seen them at the bar, whatever. You know, I didn't kill anybody. I was delivering food and walked in and into a mess. Everyone was dead. It was like a scary movie. Right? Hold on. We got a chopper coming in. We got a helicopter coming in. Hold on. No, I had to have that helicopter go by. So is it possible he stumbled into a murder? Yes, it is possible. But he should have called the police. If he, come on, people, if I'm a delivery guy and I come knocking on a door and the door swings open and I see piles of blood and just mass chaos, the first thing you're going to do is call the police. You're not the killer. You're a delivery guy, right? The evidence will prove that you're not the killer. He should have called the police. The girl that seen somebody taller, bushy eyebrows, that made a statement saying they seen somebody, they should have called the police. That's what's fishy about it. Right? Now, Crime Circus was saying that she's intimidating. She's a very tall woman, very beautiful. Maybe. Some say she's kind of out there. Could that have happened? That what we're looking at is the same thing what we've seen in the John Bonet Ramsey case, where the killer was from inside the house. Right? When all is said and done and the investigation was over with the John Ramsey case, what did they come to conclusion? The killer was in the house. There's no evidence of no one being there, no DNA, nothing. No broken windows, no footprints leading up to the house, which it snowed that night, fresh snow, middle of December. And what did the investigators come to conclusion? That it was an inside job. It had to be, because none of the evidence pointed anywhere else. Right? Now, I don't know if that's true, but that's what the conclusion of the investigators came to in the John Ramsey case. And this might be the same thing. That the evidence is pointing somebody in that house did something and tried to, I don't know, maybe he had help. Maybe not. We don't know. We weren't there, so we don't know. No, you can go on what these people put out. You can go on what fake media puts out. If the police didn't put it out, it's fake. It's just a theory. And there's nothing wrong with theories. Theories have solved cases. Right? When the government said that's crazy. Well, it turned out not to be crazy. So could he have been a patsy? He could have been, but here's the catcher. Here's the big thing. The knife sheath was left there with his DNA on it. Right? So if he is not the killer and he is innocent, then he had to have known the person that set him up. Either he sold a knife to somebody, or somebody had access to his apartment to get his knife sheath, to plant it there. Okay? Could a jealous lover of one of the girls? Yes. Anything is possible. Do I think Brian's the killer? Well, evidence points to that. So I'm saying yes, but I'm not leaving off of the table that he could have been set up. Right? It's possible. Jealous boyfriend, maybe they owe drugs. He was a drug dealer, or not a drug dealer, a drug user. Right? Could someone have set him up? Could somebody have owed him money? Could he have been a drug dealer like some of these people are saying? Some of these videos. Yeah, it's possible. Anything is possible. But he would have had to have known the person that was setting him up. They would have had to have access to his apartment to get that knife sheath. Or he would have had to have sold it to somebody, and they used it in a murder, which his DNA would be on it. Anything is possible. So if that's the case, Brian Kohlberg is stupider than they come. Because if he was perfectly innocent, he wouldn't be handcuffed right now, folks. Why? Because he would have came out and said, listen, I'm not the killer. This is what happened. I stumbled upon it. I went to go deliver food, knocked on the door. It was a bloody mess. I left, got out of there, right? That wouldn't explain how his DNA got on that knife sheath, if it's even his knife sheath. It don't have to be his to have DNA on it. So he wouldn't be in cuffs right now if he didn't have something to do with it. Either that or these guys are that good where they set him up. And the evidence shows that he was in that house and is the killer. But only a trial will exhume him. Maybe he should have talked. Listen, if I was in Brian Kohlberger's position and I was a delivery driver and knocked on a door and just left and didn't get involved, didn't want to get involved, was scared. I understand. You don't want to be set up. You don't want to go through the hassle of being interrogated. But I would have called at least the police and said, hey, listen, I'm a delivery driver. I just came from a place, knocked on the door, and the door was open. It was just a bloody mess. I got nothing to do with it. I'm out of it. Just letting you folks know. Just letting you police know. Go to this property. Right? He didn't do that. None of the girls did that. That was there. 5-hour span of no call. I think they're saying between 4 and 5 hours. Nobody called. Nobody. Actually, it was longer than that. They didn't receive a call until 11 o'clock in the afternoon. Right? It happened at 3 or 4 in the morning. No one calls. No one does not. Door wide open. Nobody. Nothing. You got the crazy next door neighbor. Right? We got the video that they put out. This is video of the murders, which they debunked that, but now they're saying is real. But a year ago, 2 years ago, a year ago, not even a year ago, they debunked it, right? That was fake. It was JLR or whoever. It was one of these YouTubers that made a fake video about it. This is how evidence gets mixed up. This is how the police make mistakes, is people watch these videos and then they say, no, this is what happened and this is the video. It was all made up. We're seeing that in the Delphi case. We're seeing that in the Summer Wells case. People blaming other organizations. Remember the Delphi case? You had that one idiot saying that it was the Masons. It was the polygamist. That was his dad. It was these people. It was a biker gang. It was the Mexican mafia. What did we have in the Summer Wells case? The same thing. It was the gang. It was the Mexican cartel. It was it. Right? What if they're telling the truth? And it was. What if it's an Illuminati? It's a bunch of crazy people. I don't know. I know this much. It is very fishy. And if it's fishy to me, and I have a disability, and I'm not the smartest person in the world, but if it's fishy to me that there was this mass chaos of blood and disaster and people moaning, right? Help us, help us. And no one to call the police and to sit there and close the door, the bedroom doors, and just let this continue until these people died, right? You're laying there listening to these people moan for help and no one calls the police. You think that somebody's playing games and fighting with a dog, but then you're hearing people cry out for help, right? Help us, save us. and you don't call the police and you just think it's a party or something. There was a party that night. And I believe the footage that we seen of the police knocking on the door and them people answering the door, them kids, them girls, them boys or young men answering the door, I believe that footage is from that night. There was a party there that night. The girls probably weren't home. They were at a bar or at another party or at the food truck. Right? They went to the food truck, whatever, with somebody. Somebody drove them, right? Because we've seen enough videos that said it wasn't a real Uber driver, that it was a personal driver. Well, who was it? So could he have been set up? Yes. It's possible. I don't think so. Is it possible he is the killer? Yes. Is it possible he had help and maybe people in that house he didn't kill for a reason? Yes. Is he stupid? Yes. Because if he's seen eyeballs and seen a girl peeking out from a door, he was stupid to let her live, right? You don't let witnesses live. That would give you up. So something is fishy about this case. And I'll just leave it at that, folks. You understand? You don't kill 4 people and walk out of a house and leave 2 other people
to take your
to
call.
live.
Please leave a message and thank you for calling.
Right? You don't do it. Them are people that can ID you, eyewitness you. So he's stupid, right? And let me tell you another thing. If he's not the murderer and he was innocent, he's even more stupid for not telling people. And he wants to go ahead and make it out to where he's a criminal man now. He's a great lawyer, right? And he's going to prove his innocence. You're an idiot. You cost us a lot of money if you're innocent, Kohlberger. And you're not going to scam people or the government no more if that was your plan, right? To prove you're innocent. If you were innocent, you should have said you were innocent. You should have talked right off the bat. I'm dumb, but I ain't that dumb, right? You come knocking on my door for a quadruple murder, accusing me, and I know I'm not the killer. I'm going to tell you everything, right? I know I'm not the killer. I know I didn't commit them crimes. It's possible I was set up, but I know in my heart I didn't kill nobody, right? You're not going to lay down. You're at least going to call the police and say, hey, there's a bunch of people dead at this house, and I just went there to deliver food, and they're laying all over like, right? There's blood all over the place. I got the hell out of there. If you need me for anything, call me, right? And that would have been it. He didn't even do that, folks. Now, the other theory is, could it have been a drug? There are a bunch of druggies, a group of them, heroin or meth or whatever. And it's a big group of them. And they were killing and stealing and robbing people to supply their drugs. Yes, that's possible too. Is it possible that these MOs are matching other MOs in that area and Pennsylvania? Yes. Right? Yes. If you ask me, if you look at Brian Kohlberger in his eyes, he's got problems. Very dark, very cold, very messed up inside of his head. But who am I? I'm one of them. I'm just like him. I got a disability myself. They're saying he's got schizophrenia or whatever. I don't know. A lot of people have schizophrenia, right? They don't go out and kill massive amounts of people. They don't kill anybody. I got a disability. You don't see me out killing everybody. Excuse me. So what do I think? I think social media Satan mislead you. That's what they've done to us. A lot of these people are misleading us. We have no idea what happened. We'll know exactly what happened once the police and the FBI get done with their investigation and this goes to court. We'll know exactly what happened, right? Or at least the government's theory on it, or the prosecutor or district attorney or whoever, their theory on what happened. Will we ever really know? No, because we weren't there. I have no idea what happened. I wasn't there. I'm going off a bunch of intel that we're getting off of YouTube. And they're just theories, speculations. And there's nothing wrong with that. Right? We all think he's a killer. I think he's a serial killer. But people told me, shut up and take your medicine. You're an idiot. But it's coming out now that it's very well possible he could have been a serial killer or in the works, right? I find it hard to believe that your first kill is 4 people, right? I find that hard to believe. If it is Brian Kohlberger, which it very well could be Brian Kohlberger, he looks and fits the subscription to other cases. So yeah, could he had help? Well, if he was doing a study on murderers, yeah, very well he could have had help. If he was wrapped up into drugs, yes, could have been a bunch of them. Right? He could have been the drug dealer, the supplier, and all he had to do was give the word, and they killed him. I wouldn't have done that because then you got a chance of getting caught. Right? You do it yourself, so you got no evidence, you got no witnesses. But he's stupid because he left 2 witnesses. But they're saying they thought it was just people arguing or a party going on upstairs. But I don't know. We don't know. I think I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait on until court. Right? You get these people you get these groups, these cults that do that. They stage stuff to make it look like it was them, but it's all a part of a plan, a racket to sue the government, right? Now, if Brian Kohlberger is innocent, what's going to happen? He's going to be a millionaire, right? He'll have millions, right? Taxpayer money. But I don't think so. All the evidence there, he'd have to prove how did that sheath get there? He'd have to give up people. Hey, I sold that knife to this guy, right? He would have to give up the people he sold the knife to. He would have to give up whoever had keys to his apartment. They would have to go through the maintenance people at his apartment. Could the maintenance people try to set him up? Could the apartment complex, someone in the apartment complex tried to set him up? I don't know. They would have to have keys to get into his apartment. He would have to prove all this. The evidence that they're showing us states that puts him there. His DNA there. A witness, right? One of the girls, supposedly the videos that they put out, seen. So we know for a fact that someone ain't telling the truth. Right? It's going to be interesting to see what happens. We have it everywhere. We even have it out here in this small little apartment complex and everything. You know, same thing probably where Brian Kohlberger lived, or even the girls. And that was a known party house, they're saying. Anything is possible. That's all I'm saying. He could be innocent, but he went about it the wrong way. Right? He would have been cleared. If he was innocent, the police would have let him go. Unless he's got some kind of a plan to prove innocent and scam the country out of money. Right? Now I'm under attack by something or somebody here. So, what do? Nothing. You can't believe nothing on YouTube, folks. Now that the case has come so far, you got to wait until it goes to court. Right? You can't believe what these people are saying. Right? Is there evidence of other people being at that house that night? Yes. There's evidence on the police body cam of people walking from that area. There's footage of the police footage of that night, of the party that was going on there, but the girls weren't home. They were out somewhere else. So this all occurred on one night. Boom, just like that. Me, myself, I think it's Kohlberger because the evidence is pointing to it. And now there's people popping up missing around his area with the same MO, or right? The people that were killed around his apartment, a couple hours away from his apartment, fit the MO. Right? People don't think you could drive a couple hours to kill. Usually killers and people in gangs and stuff like that, they don't do stuff in their own neighborhoods. They go to other neighborhoods and do it. So it's hard for these people to understand how Brian Laundrie could jump, or Brian Kohlberger could jump in his car and drive 2 hours, 3 hours, kill somebody, and come back to his own neighborhood. Right? They're not looking for him in his own neighborhood. It happened over here in this neighborhood, 3 hours away or whatever, 6 hours away. I find it crazy that these people cannot comprehend it. They can't open their mind. Not. That's my theory. Am I under attack by the devil? Yep. We all are. Is he deceiving us? Yep. Is it David? Yes. Is it the fallen angels? Yes. It's all kinds of things if you go by YouTube. Now, you folks have a great day. Don't believe everything you hear on YouTube. This is only our theories, our scenarios, our thoughts. And there's no laws in that. Could it be could it be jealousy, drugs, all mixed up into one? Yes. With a group of people? Yes. Yeah. Right? Could it have been just Brian Kohlberger? Yes. Could it have been he had help? Yes. Anything is possible. We'll have to wait until court to find out. God bless everybody. Heal us all, Lord. Protect us from this evil one in Jesus' name. And don't believe everything you hear now on YouTube until the case is done. Right? There's nothing wrong with making videos about your theories or speculation. There's nothing wrong with that. But we can't believe everything we hear on YouTube. And the case has come so far now where it's gone into court. So until the court comes out and says this is what happened, until the police come out and say this is what happened, we won't know. And we tell you the truth, we really don't know if the police got it right. You know? I don't know. You guys have a great day. Be safe. God bless everybody. Make sure you check out little Alex Erickson's channel. Make sure you check out Melissa Jade and Wolfie's channel and ATS News and CDT. Make sure you check out little Punksy's channel. Great channels. Check out the lab and no thanks Doug or whatever, and the Griff and all these people's channels. Now you folks have a great day, and we'll be back with more on the Delphi case, which is similar to what we're seeing in these cases. It's just a circus, right? You folks have a good day. Be safe.